You're watching SBA Today. With all the latest news, stories, and advice, here are your hosts, Paul Long and Tonya Mazurek.
Good morning and welcome to SBA Today, sponsored by SBA Collective for the week of March 30th, the last day of the quarter. I am Paul.
Oh boy. And I am Tonya. And happy end of the month, quarter, week, whatever. And yes, the end of my vacation. St. Pete, Hollywood, Florida, to Key West. And literally right at the end of this, Paul, I'm throwing my suitcases in the car and driving to Miami to peace out. So here we go. Anyway.
There we go. Well, hey, we do not have a lot of news, but we are going to talk about something that's a very hot topic, and that is some tips that we have when it comes to closing deals at the end of the quarter, because let's be honest, it's a shit show regardless, no matter what. But hey, there's some things we can do, right? Now, I'm curious on this one, Tonya, because I'm having issues with IRS being even pickier than normal or not reading. Are you having issues with tax transcripts or being rejected or anything like that?
I reached out actually to my back office because I don't do a whole lot of that, right? And when I did, they said we haven't had any slowdowns or anything along those lines. So, Paul, I think they don't like you.
So it's my problem. Sweet.
I think it's
thanks. It's a Paul problem.
That's right.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Paul, but before we get into the rest of that, we do have the SBA relocating to Washington Metro area. District office to Herndon, Virginia from Washington Metro. All right, this ought to be interesting. So they relocated its Washington Metro area district office from downtown Washington, D.C. to Herndon, Virginia. The new location provides better access for small business owners and more cost-effective services for taxpayers. Okay, the agency continues to evaluate each of its field offices to measure performance and ensure the responsible use of taxpayer funds. The SBA also continues to pursue relocation efforts for all field offices currently located in sanctuary cities.
Politics.
Anyway, including Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, New York City, and Seattle. DC was on there. I think this is the first one that they're moving.
I think they were talking about that, and I think they finally did it. I was curious when they were going to do it or how they were going to do it.
I know, right?
So it'll be interesting.
Well, welcome to the SBA these days.
Right, where nothing ever.
Interesting. Changes okay. Go ahead.
We are going to go in, to some of these tips, because I think that's a very good takeaway for all of us, and a very good reminder. I don't care how long you've been in the industry. Sometimes you just need a kick in the, you know what, as a reminder, right? So the biggest thing is front load clarity with your team. So what does that mean? So the quarter end is not the time for ambiguity. Like, let's figure it out or wing it. No, it never works. Lenders should be sending single, clean bullet point summaries to their closers, because let's be real, the closers are super busy too, trying to get everything done. So it always goes back to the lender. How are you managing your deals? And notice that doesn't say processor, closer should send a single clean bullet point summary. It's lender.
Lender. I
do your job, lender.
That's us.
And auditing your files before the closer does. Try to get in there. Try to know what's needed. If you give them a messy file, you're going to have a messy closing. That's the number one guarantee in life. As you as the lender, have you verified equity injection, life insurance status? Have you submitted the assignment?
Oh, dude, come on, man. That should not be down to the last wire. If that crap hasn't happened, back in freaking underwriting.
But
it may not close.
There's also the insurance agent could be landlord waiver. Dear Lord, that's another thing that I was on a podcast yesterday and I was mentioning that.
We've had so many issues lately.
That should be done at least started halfway through at minimum.
Yeah.
How about corporate documents? Like, do you have them? Are they signed?
You should have that
like
early.
Girl, there is so many things you think you should have, but that's not always the case.
Right.
But again, where deals fall apart is usually when there is a rush at the end. And it's not because of complexity, because you're missing the basics. So,
well, the funny thing is I always, when I get to the closing process, I tell my borrowers, dude, I'm taking off that crown and I'm giving it to the closer because number one, I don't know what's going on. That does not mean I step away and nothing is happening.
Correcto.
What that means is I'm following all the documentation and the rules that my closer is telling us that we need to complete this. I've already done a lot of stuff up front, right? Following that. And then I'm the strong arm. I'm the one going back sometimes to borrowers that might be slow in getting things and letting them understand, dude, this is on you at this point. If we don't have it, we don't close. So anyway, yes.
Yep.
Get it done, man. Get it done early. All right.
What are some other things?
Yeah, the auditing your file, right? Increase borrower and seller touch points. At quarter end, silence kills deals. Again, you cannot be silent. You've got to be touched. The pulse, man. Lenders should call the borrower daily or every other day. Now, and we're not talking, hey, Joe, what's going on? How was your day? What happened last week? How's the grass growing? We're not talking that. We're talking, have you done this? Have you gotten this back to the lawyer? What are you working on? What are the what's coming into you? So we've got to make sure that we're on top of that, guys. Confirm they understand what's needed and by when. If they needed to have them, or actually, okay, here's the funny thing that I was thinking of, Paul. I better not ask this, but have you ever been to counseling or something like that, right? And they
hell yeah, counseling. I'm a pro counselor. Absolutely.
They do the system.
You've met me. I'm totally effed up.
They have to repeat back to you. So whatever. So do the same thing in this process, guys, because sometimes that miscommunication is what kills deals also at the end, because they think you said one thing and you didn't. So you could always use that. All right, you need to get this by this date, whatever, this document, this. Now, tell me what you just heard. Anyway, loop in the broker so everyone is rowing in the same direction. There's nothing like going downstream, hitting those rapids. Somebody fell out. You have no idea. You get downstream, it's gone. You want to know that
it's usually the insurance agent.
I had that at the end one time, right? I was so freaking clear, so I thought, and get to the end, and we had that insurance issue. The other thing with insurance, guys, if they tell you my homeowner's insurance can handle the life insurance and the business, whatever, I'm like,
oh my God,
they are not typically handling it. They have maybe a team behind the scenes, a different team behind the scenes that are doing this, and that creates slowdowns as well. Anyway,
100%.
Doesn't always work right.
Correct. Next, pre-clear anything that can become a bottleneck. We talked about life insurance, landlord waivers, environmental questionnaires, business valuation questions, entity formation issues. This is not the time to find out that you have a trust hidden in between something. We've all done it. Okay, we've all done it. But especially when you hear the T word, that's when my heart usually drops.
Tonya.
Gift letters, source of funds, all of that. I think we kind of beat the dead horse on that one.
I like the T letter was Tonya, Paul, and you completely skipped over it. So,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm the T letter that you want to be like, oh God, I'm totally kidding. Keep on.
And you always want to send clean, consolidated communication, one email per day with the status of the summary, one checklist that everybody uses. One thread for all closing related communication. That is really huge. And it just reduces confusion and keeps the closer somewhat sane, because they're never fully sane.
And then they can ask questions of you, right? They can ask questions of what does this mean? Because that happens a lot. And then they don't want to come back and ask a question. They think they know what's being said, and they don't. So one is really good. Yeah. All right. Protect your closer's time. Remember, yes, we are that front end. We are the ones that are protecting what's going on and helping it get to the finish line, right? So protect your closer's time. Closers get crushed at quarter end, crushed, right? And the other thing, lenders, we don't know what they've got on their plate oftentimes, and they could have multiple deals from other lenders as well that they're also trying to get through. Be cognizant.
That's a guarantee in life that you're not the only one. I know, that's surprising.
Oh.
The world does not revolve around you.
Exactly.
I know. My wife has to remind me of that often.
It's Paul's world. We're in Paul's world.
That's right.
Anyway, a lender who shields their closer gets their loan closed. I tend to tell my borrowers again, like I said, at the end, they're the ones that are ruling the roost. They run the show. They know what T needs to be crossed, what I needs to be dotted. I mean, because have you ever had that, Paul, where the borrowers, they're just not listening to your closer, and they come back to you left and right thinking that you're going to tell them something different, and it's like, I can't get around. That's an eligibility rule, either with the SBA and or with our team of what we need. That ain't flying. I can't else on that. All right, escalate early, not at the last minute. If something's stuck, always happens anyway.
Get out,
landlord. Landlord, insurance, seller docs, title. Oh, that's fun. Escalate as soon as you sense that there's some friction going on. Don't wait to the last minute. That will create a deadline being blown and or a deal being dead. So what else here?
I want to add to that though. Oh my gosh. And I want to add one really important thing. Today or the end of the quarter is the day for you to send your closer lunch, send them cash, send them flowers, send them whatever you think is appropriate for that is very important.
I hear he's talking on here telling everybody bribes.
No, it's what I call pet the kitty. Where you take meow, right? Exactly. Pet the kitty.
Oh my God,
and of course, stay visible and responsive. If you have a bunch of deals and you decide to go on vacation, you are really gambling. Yes, and and I'm sure Tonya has not had to work at all during her vacation. But the end of a quarter is not the time to go on vacation. Sorry, Tonya. I'm not your boss, but sorry. If you got teams, be green, be alive. Respond quickly. If they ask you to bark, you say, how loud do you want me to bark? Keep your phone on. Be very careful. If you look at my calendar, there's a big red bar across this entire week. And it's my reminder when I'm setting appointments or doing whatever, I need to avoid this week because I need to be flexible to dive in and do this or help out with this. Same thing for you as a lender. And of course, be available for those last minute signatures, clarifications, all that fun stuff that pops its ugly head.
Very ugly. And mind you, I didn't have a whole lot. So actually, I closed one when I was gone, but I also went to see them. I wasn't able to be there the week that they closed because they were in Hollywood. And so then I went to see them the very next week. I posted something on that. They were so awesome, cool. So much fun. Anyway, so I did that. And then I only have a couple others in underwriting. So I was okay. And I was able to do that. You know where I screwed up though? And I will remember this because it stressed the crap out of me, is I'm going to go on vacation, but I'm also going to be working, which is true.
Yep.
But the focus is challenged. Because, you go to different places. So I think you got to remember that because then you get stressed out, you stress yourself out with work and you stress your vacation out. So sometimes I think it's good to just say,
and then what's the point of vacation if you're all stressed out?
Exactly. And I did it to myself. Anyway, okay. Mentally prepare the borrower for the pace. Oh, this is a biggie, right? Borrowers often think the lender is the bottleneck. Now, sometimes we can be, don't get me wrong, but it's not often. Oftentimes it's because, everybody has a different people that they're waiting on, and different documentation, different third party. Anyway, they must respond, or at quarter end, the borrower needs to understand. This is a goodie. They must respond same day. Why do they not? Anyway, they must sign quickly. They must provide docs without delay. They must be reachable. Setting expectations up front prevents frustration later. Okay, let's talk about that one there for a second there, Paul. I mean, come on.
I am so furious because I had one closing for this that they went on an African safari.
What? When you were closing?
Yes.
African safari.
African, where there's very little cell phone coverage. Correct. Exactly.
Eaten by lions.
Correct. And I'm okay. Mm-hmm. And of course we missed a signature because that's always kind of a guarantee somewhere. Right. And so we had to track them down in Africa. You just can't make this stuff up. And every lender has a story.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just can't, it is what it is, but it's never fun.
Yeah. Like we said, like the last minute, guys, you got, everybody has to be on. Everybody has to be on, and the lender has to be on, because we have to kind of be that midway between our borrowers and our closers. Our closers could be closing 2 things that day, 3. I mean, who knows what they're doing, right? And so if they're reaching out and you're on it, you are backing them up. I mean, I do that oftentimes. I'll see the email. I'm not waiting for them to freaking see the email. No. I'm texting their butts and being like, yo, did you see this? You need. So they might not like.
I have a lender this morning that's going to the insurance company's office to sit there until it's done.
I have done that.
Boom.
Well, you never know, man. And it is true. So if you can be at a closing, to be honest, anyway, if a lender can be at the closing, it is so freaking helpful. Like, we're nationwide, so oftentimes that's not going to happen. But if you can, you either have to be available or be there. If you're there, something goes south, you're picking up the phone. They can't do that. Title's trying to do. So anyway, be there. I don't know. Those are awesome.
That's a wrap.
Good things to think at the end. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, we love talking to you, as we always say here on Tuesday mornings, 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we'd love to talk to you more. Reach out to us and let us know if you've got any topics you'd like us to cover, or if you've got anything for Paul or I, reach out to us on our personal LinkedIn pages. We'd love to speak with you. Other than that, I mean, go check out some of our past episodes or our sister show, the BDO Show. We'd love to see you back here next Tuesday morning. Enjoy. I'm off.
See you later.
I'm off to my flight. All right. See you later.
See ya.